Hey everybody, it's Chris and Des Show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Des.
And today we're going to talk to you about the Oscar-nominated film Drive My Car, which is nominated for not just Best International Film, but Best Screenplay and Best Director and Best Picture of the Year, right? Coming off 2 years ago when the very first international film ever won Best Picture, Parasite, which... If you have not seen Parasite, you should stop watching this movie right now and go watch Parasite. Parasite is a fantastic... Parasite.
At least finish the little YouTube video that we're making, and then go watch Parasite.
I will say Parasite is a really good movie.
It is an excellent movie.
It definitely deserved to win Best Picture,
yes,
I think.
It absolutely did.
Okay, but let's talk about Drive My Car. Desiree, what did you think?
Okay, so how do we even describe this movie? Okay, Drive My Car is...
3 hours.
It's an epic... It is about this man and the relationship between, there's not a spoiler because it happens kind of at the beginning of the movie where we discover that his wife has died and he is getting a driver, and then he's directing a production of Uncle Vanya. The way this movie is paced is the hard part about this movie. You have to just sit back and give yourself over to this movie in a way that you don't usually have to in American movies. Like, American movies emotionally take care of you and they tell you how to feel, and this movie is like, you just sit there and we're going to tell you the story about this guy. And it's much slower. It's beautiful in some spots. It's real beautifully shot. But it's hard to summarize it.
Yeah. Well, it's really like...
It feels like a bunch of different movies.
It's the story of this guy and his wife for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then it's the story of this guy and his driver for most of it. And it's also the story of this guy and one of the actors in it. Yeah. And so it's kind of like,
it keeps morphing into something else.
Because then it really like there's a middle part where it focuses on him and the actor guy.
Yeah.
And then there's the end part focused on him and the driver girl, and they're getting into so it's just mixed.
To me, it just left me disjointed. Obviously, I couldn't even summarize the movie. It just leaves me with, okay, what was this even about? Okay, I am glad I saw it. I don't regret seeing it, and that's not something I can say about every single movie that I see.
Right.
But I definitely am not putting this back on my television. I think I might have gotten into it a little bit more if I saw it in the movie theater, but
I thought you saw it in the movie theater.
I did see it in the movie theater. I saw it in Claremont at the Wembley.
You did. I was like, are you saw it in the movie theater?
So here's what it is. I was distracted in this movie as if I had seen it at home.
Okay.
That's not a positive thing for this movie. For me to not remember that I saw it at the movie theater. It also says a little bit something about my brain. But it's sit through. You gotta sit through it. What did you think?
Yeah, I watched it actually at home in 2 parts because you can watch it for free on HBO.
Oh.
And so I watched it in 2 parts, and I will say the first half.
There's no way I could have done that. If I had been in the theater, if I had the ability to turn it off, I wouldn't have come back.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Sorry.
You would have been happy with me, though, because I did it because I needed to go to sleep. That's why.
Oh, good.
And I had another hour and a half left.
Yeah.
So I watched an hour and a half and I'm like, I can't stay up another hour and a half and read this movie. I'll fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so I turned it off and I went to sleep, and then I came back 4 days later, actually, to it. I will say, the first half is slower. This sounds sad, but I didn't care about him and his wife, really. She's not... He says she's this great person, but she's really not a great person, actually. Because she's doing some other stuff outside. Yeah. She's not a great person, I don't think, actually. Even though I liked what the ending was when the driver girl was like, sometimes that, about her, she has some extra things, the wife, that she does that make the husband sad. And he was like, well, that wasn't who she was. And then I liked that the driver's like, maybe that is who she was. Maybe you loved her because of those bad things and good things. And that's where, like her mom, she had a horrible relationship with her mom too. And she's like, that's who she was, the bad and the good.
Yeah,
That's who she was.
That's the nugget
Story of it, yeah.
That's why this movie's getting so much attention. and
Even
stuff.
the actor guy, he's good and he's bad too. Also, right?
Well, everybody is.
Everybody is. Humans are.
Can we just say?
I will say, you know what's weird is I love theater. Desiree can attest to this.
Mm-hmm.
I love theater, but my least favorite parts were when they were doing the Uncle Vanya. I was like, I don't need this part. I don't know what. First of all, it was really weird setup, and they're all in different languages, obviously. And Uncle Vanya's not my favorite thing per se. I do like Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike. Totally different, but it's
not the
very
same
good.
That's the only similarity is
It's
the
the
word Vanya.
And Sonia, they're all the same. They're the same names of the two characters. It's a little different. It's hilarious. You should watch it. But I will say it's a little too long. You could have cut out some of it for sure. I actually could have she could have told me about his wife instead of me seeing that whole first 45 minutes or 30 minutes of it.
Just as effective.
I think the acting is what kind of elevates it. It's really good acting. Really good. The lead guy, I'm going to try to say Hitotoshi Nishijima.
You just got to do it with confidence.
And I will say, my favorite actor, though, is the lady who plays the driver, Toko Miura. She's really good.
She's really good.
Really good. She plays this, like, emotionless person for a lot of it, and then at the end, she's good. Anyway, it's an above average film. It's well made. The acting's really good. The writing's good. It just needs to edit down.
Bring it down a little bit.
It's not going to be a popular film in the United States because it's too long.
Yeah,
it's
not
just
like
too long.
like the one we mentioned at the beginning of this.
Oh, not like Parasite.
Parasite's
long too, but you felt like
but you fall into it and it's paced well. So
I will say, I know the director's nominated for Best Director, but you can tell like Bong Joon-ho is he's a really good director, and the pace of Parasite. There's like a little introduction, then you're like, oh no, you're like drawn into this good movie. Totally. So I would say it's good. You should watch it for sure if you want to watch Oscar movies. It's nominated for a bunch of stuff, and you won't regret watching it.
But give yourself some time.
Just
know that that's what you're committing yourself to.
Yeah. I will say I liked that story though of like we're all human and we all make mistakes and we're the good and the bad and you have to love us for the good and the bad. And I like that
love.
too. If it's love, that's
real.
right. If it's love. So let us know what you thought, and if this wins, which I think it will win, I think this will be Japan's fifth best international film. Well, they used to call it best foreign language film because in the 50s. Did you know in the 50s, Japan won 3 times for Best Foreign Language Film for some of the most classic films of all time. And then just not until 2008 again, and now this could be their 5th time. Just a little trivia for you. I'm full of trivia around here.
Chris has the knowledge.
Let us know what you think about it. Like and subscribe and tell your mailman about
Do
it.
all the things. Interact with us.
And yeah, let us know.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.